Does he know what else was happening around about the same time?
Hello lovelies, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Belinda Strana. Thank you so much for all the love and support. Don't forget to please subscribe to this channel, turn on notifications so that anytime I upload a video, you will be the first person to be notified. And to my returning subscribers, thank you so much for all the love and support. To those people that share my videos, leave commentaries, you guys are the real MVP. Thank you so much for all the love and support. So lovelies, I came across this video on my For You page on TikTok, and I thought to share with you guys where this man actually wished that he could get back to America where women couldn't vote. He's actually a Republican, running for a governor, and this actually got a lot of people, talking, guys. I was just able to put up some stitch as well as my own stitches at the end of the video. Please leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video, and do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying, harassment, or whatsoever. We're just here for educational and informative purposes, guys. So why not, please share this video, subscribe to this channel if you're here to do that. And lovelies, let's dive into it.
Absolutely want to go back to the America where women couldn't vote.
The boldness in which that man felt, not only the audacity, but the confidence to say that in 2024 is astonishing. More importantly, it's dangerous because he is running to be the governor of North Carolina. And it would be one thing if he was just one man, but the potential of him having influence and power over legislation and the bodily autonomy of women makes him even more dangerous, especially considering that he probably represents the thoughts and ideologies of hundreds, thousands, if not millions of men. For example, I just saw an interview with a gentleman who considers himself to be a lifelong Republican, being asked why he didn't consider Nikki Haley as an option for the Republican nominee. And he said that women are better suited for household duties, meaning taking care of the house, motherhood, but they don't have the balls to be the president of the United States. Which is why it should come at no surprise that the Republican Party response to the State of the Union address was done by a senator from Alabama in her kitchen. In her kitchen. Because that's where they want to keep women, in their kitchen. And not just keep women in the kitchen, but also don't allow women any control over their bodies.
Grandpa here, good evening. So, let's talk about what's going on in this video that I stitched. And I see this a lot in the South. It's not everybody, but you have a lot of black individuals, more so black men, black heterosexual men, okay? A lot of guys down here, what they do is they implement a certain form of cognitive dissidence. Do you want to work in definition for cognitive dissidence? You wait 1 second. Cognitive dissidence, the state of having inconsistent thoughts, beliefs, or attitudes, especially as relating to behavioral decisions and attitude change. So as an example, you want to be healthy, but you don't exercise regularly or eat a nutritious diet. So an example of this would be an individual who is a part of the black community. They appear to be pro-black, but they do everything that is the opposite of someone who would be pro-black, such as the individual who just said what they said, and also add that the fact that they're misogynistic as well. How about that? And we're gonna bring this all together, because you may ask, well, Grandpa, why did you even bring up the whole, being anti-black, misogynistic? Oh, it's gonna all come together. Because in the research that I did when I first got on this app, you can look at it and you'll see it in books such as like Cool Pose, Nikki Giovanni, James Baldwin touches on it, everything about the negative effects of the patriarchy on the black man, psychologically. And this is just one book that I've referenced. There's a plethora of them. Now, if my memory serves me correctly, in those earlier videos that I referenced that I did when I'm talking about this, I touch on the fact that a lot of black men, more so black heterosexual men, but it involves some gay black men as well. A lot of them feel rejected by the patriarchy, okay? Their placement within the patriarchy, the fact that they're not in a position of power. that bothers some, not all, but many. Okay. So what ends up happening is that what they do is they turn that anger inward towards their community, towards individuals who have more intersections. Because in accordance to the patriarchy, the more intersections that you have, the more devalued you are. Well, who has multiple intersections? Black women and black and brown LGBTQ plus. So when you have a black man who is implementing cognitive dissidence and showing their implicit biases towards their own community, they're going to go straight for the individuals that have more intersections. That's when we see the homophobia, we see the anti-blackness, we see the misogyny, the misogynoir, so on and so forth, just bringing it full circle for you. Okay? And I want to bring something, I want to kind of get down to the street level as well. A lot of times, that's why when you see some, because it's not all, but some black men who can't keep their hands on themselves, where do they direct it towards? They put it towards individuals that are seen as vulnerable, individuals that have more intersections. These individuals that have more intersections are vulnerable parts of the community. That's why you always end up hearing, a lot of times, not all the time, but a lot of times, if something happens, the commentary is, yeah, I bet you if it was another man, he wouldn't put his hands on him. Because according to that patriarchy, they're equals. They're equals. And you know what Grandpa always say, everybody should be keeping their hands to themselves. Okay? So let's do a round robin and let's zero in on the cognitive dissonance. I see it a lot down here in the South. I'm going to address it again. Because down here in the South, and it happens other places, but I've seen it more prominent down here. There's a lot of black people. It's not all. A lot of y'all utilize cognitive dissonance, where you implement it rather, and it fogs what you see. And as a result, your logic and your reasoning skills, they dissipate if you got any. Okay? And and here's the whole thing. I'm gonna go on a limb like Tina Marie. For some individuals, not all, y'all use that as a survival tactic, as a survival mechanism, and many have been conditioned to do that. And I see that a lot, especially down here, like in Atlanta or whatever. You might talk to somebody somebody that's in your community, and you be like, do y'all, realize what's going on systemically and how these things have been in play for a long time, like decades upon decades upon decades? And do you realize your positioning and how it negatively affects you and affects your community? There's some black people, I kid you not, they'll sit there and they'll say, well, I just want to get along with everybody. Like they don't want to acknowledge it or whatever the case may be. And like I said, I know for some it's a survival tactic, but some of those individuals will turn around and take the tools of these people and put it on their own community. I've just gotten to a point, I'm like, you know what you're doing. You know what you're doing. Like that man that I said, he knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing. It's just like, probably his argument is like, he probably would say like he's thinking, and this is just me going out on a limb, he probably would say he's talking about all women. But regardless, black women are included in that whole thing. That's a part of your community. Why would you even think that that's okay? You want to go back to a day and a time where women couldn't vote? It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous when women are stronger than men on so many different levels. People don't want to say it, but it's the truth. I hear men talking about, well, women won't submit and all this other stuff, whatever the case may be. A woman is not a piece. A woman is not a possession. Women are humans. They have autonomy. They can think for themselves. Like, where do you, like, it's embarrassing. From one black man to many others, it's embarrassing to hear some of y'all open your mouth and the type of stuff that y'all say, it is literally embarrassing. It's not backed by any form of intellect, no nothing. It's just, it is embarrassing. And I said this when I first got on this app. A lot of y'all, it ain't all, but a lot of y'all bring the group average down with some of the dumb shit that y'all say. It just is what it is. And when someone asks you, like, what's your logic and your reasoning behind it, the only thing that you say is, I'm a man. I'm a man. Your ignorance does not correlate with your gender assignment and what you were born with. It does not. No. Society has allowed many men, not all, to be that ignorant. And a lot of y'all got platforms and y'all just be talking. I remember going to the gym and I got so disgusted because there would be a lot of men coming in there making women feel uncomfortable. So when I would come in there, a lot of women would feel uncomfortable until I spoke and say, hey, how you doing? And made them feel comfortable. And they knew I wasn't being creepy or nothing like that. I'm telling y'all, a lot of y'all, I don't know who raised y'all. I don't know who raised y'all. Like, literally. But that's my 2 cents. Y'all have a good day.
Outside of his resume being that of an ill-experienced 20-year-old, if elected, he will have the ability to set laws, women's autonomy, and the ability to influence thousands.
Pretty sure there was the same time in America where guys that looked like him were being used as tree ornaments. I don't think he thought that through too well. It's funny that guys like that and people like that think that you're going to get that part of the package, women not being able to vote, and not get the other part of the package that came with that. What do you think? This is going to be a Burger King Wayback Machine? No, it's all going to come back. Like, you screaming to take somebody else's rights away when you ain't even got full rights. Yeah, I'm taking a shit because this is about some shit.
My question is this, and this is for the people of North Carolina, especially those minorities, Black, Indigenous, just to name a few. I have a question. Are you guys gonna vote for this Coonesian right there? That sellout Sambo? That's when you know for a fact that he just doesn't like himself. He's not self-loved. And his self-esteem is literally low. Please do not vote for this Coonesian right there.
North Carolina, the Shamans, you need to come get Shamans. Just in time for Women's History Month. Because on August the 18th, 1920, the rights of women to vote was codified in the Constitution. But see, here's the thing. Lynching was still a thing prior to women getting the right to vote. So that rocket raccoon swallowing the glizzy of white supremacy is identifying the again part of Make America Great Again as a time when women couldn't vote and black people could be lynched. They're one and the same. North Carolina, we're going to tell you one more time. Come and get Shamans before somebody else does.
Like, seriously, lovely, some people can just be so funny. So he was actually, talking about how they need to go back to America, like go back to how America used to be before. And he, actually talked about how he wished that when they talk about going back to how America used to be, he actually wanted to go back to the era in which female or women are not allowed to vote. And do you know this era he's talking about? Do you know the era that he was actually referring to? And a lot of people were, stitching the video because people were just reacting to his video. And I was just able to pull up this because I want to actually know what people have to say about this. So you prefer, America to go back to how it used to be in the era at which people, what's it called? Women are not allowed to actually come out and, put on their own voting rights on whom they actually want to be in power and all of that. That is how, or that is the era you want, America to go back. The time at which you don't even have, there is no freedom of speech, there is no freedom of anything, there is no freedom to even come out to vote. And this is coming out from this Republican, and he felt so good within himself, trying to say something like that. As in the era at which people are trying to actually forget, the era at which women are treated as, as servants, as, like men like this often baffles me. And one thing about people like this is that they do not know that the world is changing. Maybe they know that the world is changing, but it's just that they don't want to actually accept the fact that the world is changing. A lot of men, these days do not feel so comfortable at the way the world is actually, changing so rapidly, that actually gave women the ability or the liberty to come out there and, cast in their own rights. And a lot of women, this actually made me to understand that so many men are not, comfortable with the way at which women are pushing it out there, the way at women are trying to, like, come out, succeed. There are a lot of things that women got to do right now that during those days they are not even able to do that. And this actually coming from someone of my own type of skin, and his blabbing this actually shocked me. So he preferred that we should go back to that era in which women are subjected to actually remain at home and take care of kids, the traditional way of how women have been displaced to be. Just stay home, take care of babies. You don't have to come out there you don't have the right to speak when others are speaking. You just have to, all you have to do is go to the house, reproduce, clean the house, wash the clothes, cook the food, and take care of the kids. Like, sometimes I was actually talking with one of my friend. We got talking at the long run. It's actually, one of hers that I met here. I was like, we were talking about child-free by choice women. We were talking about that instead of child-free by choice women, because I actually post related topics in my other channel, Believe Secrets. You can actually check it out. It's the link is at down on this channel. So I was like, okay, that during those days that women really do not have that choice to make, like trying to be child-free. Like, you don't even have the nerves to talk about how you don't want to have kids, because during those days it's all believed that women are meant to be traditional. But in these days, a lot of women are beginning to actually come out there to speak and talk about what they actually want. A lot of women are choosing to maybe pursue their careers, and this is actually intimidating a lot of men out there as well, because they feel that if a woman does whatsoever he does, then he feel less important, and he feel that, okay, since we cannot even produce a child, and these women also cannot produce a child, then we are pursuing our careers, our professions. These women are doing the same thing. So what actually make us to be higher than these women? A lot of men cannot actually take that. That's why it's as if these some men are really not happy when a woman comes out to talk about how she want to be child free and focus more on her career, travels, and all of that. And this happens to be an individual thing. So this got me back to this man. I think that he's the kind of person that feels so intimidated by a woman. He feels so, maybe like say jealous, or he don't feel the need that a woman needs to come out to cast her rights by voting, by trying to speak out. He don't want a woman to actually speak out. He want a woman to just remain home, go back there, stay home. That is where you belong. There's no point you coming to show your face and all of that. And I feel so sorry for this kind of people, because for him to actually display something like this public or speak like this, it actually tells the kind of people or the person he is inward. That means he preferred in a state whereby a woman is subjected to so many human treatment and all of that, which you are just, you are just a servant. You're not, like, you're not needed. We don't need you to come out, voice yourself or speak out. You just have to stay home and receive whatsoever treatment that we give you or get you. But this man refused to understand that if a woman is not in something, I think that thing will never progress or go further. Women have actually made so many impacts. They have, like, their voices are the first ones to be heard before any other thing. But people like this get it so uncomfortable when they see a woman trying to be in their position or trying to, like, I feel there's some type of maybe challenge or some type of intimidation where they see women are rising up or trying to do something for themselves. They try as much as they can to suppress said woman. So when I came across this, I was like, are you kidding me right now? And coming from someone that looks like me, I was like, okay, is it that he don't remember the era of when a woman is not, able to cast a vote? Like, is it that he don't remember what really happened then? Or he only remembered a woman is not supposed to cast a vote because in his speech, he was talking about the kind of America he wants to go back to. That a lot of people were talking about, a lot of people were asking this question: is it the kind of America that involved lynching and all of that? But he was like, okay, in my own opinion, he would want to go back to the kind of America that wouldn't allow a woman to vote. As if you don't know that this era or that era also involves some kinds of atrocities. Like, coming from someone like him, coming from someone this Republican's been doing or do, like, seriously. It's not because maybe you think that you have gotten to some kind of level. I think, like, you could just, this is so disappointing. When I saw this, I was like, what the heck is he talking about? Is it that he wants us to go back to that era of, oh my god, so many things were just so wrong then. Misogynist people, this is the way they are, this is the way they think. Like, they look at a woman, a successful woman, as a threat, or a woman trying to voice her own opinion as a threat to them, which is not even necessarily supposed to be in place at first. So you trying to, like, come out here to tell us that you actually prefer that era compared to this era that everybody have the right to speak, even if we still on our own minority stage have a limited. You do. So you prefer that time whereby you don't even have the audacity to come out and say you want to vote, cast your vote because you're a woman. No. But newsflash, you cannot take her you cannot take back the hands of time, because that era is long gone, and we are all in the new era whereby a woman's voice needs to be heard, whereby a woman can actually even contest for governorship, whereby a woman can own industries, whereby a woman can own businesses, companies, higher positions. Like, I saw, like, the video I posted about a pan-color person complaining of how all his bosses happens to be black women, and they really gave him a hard time. This brings me back to this: if you're not this kind of a misogynist, a woman can never give you a hard time. Like, she will not. But if you have bring this scenario of, okay, I am a man, so I'm supposed to be in control, in charge, and all of that, and not a woman, after working herself out to be in that position, but you are now getting envious and jealous because you see this said woman in that position, then you just have to go and rethink, because women are actually coming up and there is nothing you can do about it. We are not in that era, and we can never go back by His grace. We can never, because that era is something that we don't even need to think about our ancestors. We're not even happy with this era. Anyways, lovelies, why not just leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video, and do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying, harassment, or whatsoever. We're just here for educational purposes, so please share this video, subscribe to this channel if you're here to do that, and I will see you lovelies when I upload the next one. Send in the comment section of what you think of this video, and do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying, harassment, or worse. We're just here for educational, informative, purposes, guys. Please share this video, subscribe if you're here to do that, and I will see you lovelies when I upload my next one.